And it would be an What an exciting game. Opening night in the NBA. State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the Hawks, Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. And the big man playing center, Al Horford. He is such an asset to this team. They love what he brings every night. Then it's Marvin Williams. And it's Smith in at the 4. And for the Timberwolves, Luke Ridnour and Wesley Johnson in the backcourt. And it's Darko Milicic walking down the middle. They utilize his abilities to maintain that presence under the rim. Then there's Beasley, and it's Love in at the 4 slot. Lock at 6. Johnson against Johnson. Johnson, the pump fake, kept the D off balance and gave him room. Johnson's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Hawks.
You know, the Hawks did not secure home court advantage in the playoffs last season, and a few games they dropped in that chase were against the Western Conference.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, Larry Drew gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Team rebounding is something he stressed to his side, and rightfully so when you face a player that gobbles up the glass like Kevin Love. He told me that Love rebounds at an unreal rate, and his side can't take any mental breaks when it comes to boxing out on the defensive end. Love's numbers validate that fear, guys.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Well, Clark, you brought the Hawks and the West only 13 wins in 30 games against Western Conference opponents. Steve, that's going to have to improve.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to want to be a top seed in your conference, I think you have to play 500 ball at least against the other conference. And Atlanta certainly looking to make improvement this year.
Now, here's Ridnour. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. Backing down is Beasley. Over Heinrich. And that one is good by Beasley. Beasley's got his first basket of the night.
Now, you can't give him any space out there.
Now Heinrich. Smith working against Love. Smith outside. Shoots. Again, the miss by Smith.
What a great year Josh Smith had a season ago for Atlanta. 17 points and about 9 rebounds per game. And his work at the defensive end, not only steals and blocks, but just his presence really bothers opposing players. So he's a major presence in there for Atlanta.
Here's Heinrich. After the basket by Minnesota. Joe Johnson on the wing. Launches a 3. No good. Now the Timberwolves will take it the other way. Back to Josh Smith. As soon as he steps on the floor, shooters start hearing his footsteps. Talk about wingspan.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, we talk a lot about that, but I really can't stress enough how big that is. I mean, nobody likes to get denied or rejected or have their shot sent in reverse. So people start looking, players start looking and feeling around for a guy like Smith when they're in the paint area.
Williams gets to Smith to end the drought. The rebound by Kevin Love.
Boy, he had a great look at that, but really good defense contesting that shot.
Heinrich against Ridnour. He feeds it to Johnson. There's the triple. That's good. Johnson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That offense just keeps on clicking.
It sure does, Clark. They're getting high percentage looks and really taking advantage here.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Well, the Timberwolves are hoping that they've found some answers at the point guard position. The veteran Luke Ridnour really played a steady role for them a year ago, but Johnny Flynn, the top draft pick in 2009, missed almost 30 games and really struggled on the court.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Brad Miller, he's checked in for Milicic. And it's Webster in for Michael Beasley. Now here's Heinrich. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Backing him down is Johnson. Rebound, Minnesota. Now for the Timberwolves, the answer to their playmaking needs, a point guard. Steve and Clark may have arrived in the form of rookie Ricky Rubio, joining the team from Spain.
Well, it's got to be a relief, Kevin, for the Minnesota fans to see the former number 5 pick in the 2009 draft finally in uniform for the Timberwolves. Scoring is still a question mark for him, but his passing, court vision, and flair, all of that is unquestioned.
Now here's Wilkins. Backing him down is Johnson. Smith. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Right now, he's in a bit of a funk. I look for them to look at other options on offense.
Johnson against Johnson. Goes up again. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and one.
You know, the Timberwolves were only 10-20 against the East last season. They say the West is a dominant conference, but not when you're talking about the Timberwolves. They were a tough team.
Now, here's Ridnour. Miller, the pass to Ridnour. And the layup falls. Ridnour's got his first bucket of the night.
You gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
And here's Heinrich. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. The feed to Johnson. Johnson on him. And Johnson missing again. He got it up. And so the first quarter is in the books. And welcome back. 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. What a season in store for us. Now, here's Rubio. He's guarded closely. Randolph backs in. Kicks it out to Johnson. From past the arc. Cut the bucket. Johnson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Here's Teague, covered by Rubio. Teague can't hit.
You know, after the disappointing end to their 2010 playoff push, the Hawks decided to make a change at the head coaching position and went with Larry Drew at the helm.
Here's Webster, 11-point game. Baseline J on the way, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. Here's Teague. Got Clark back to Drew. They had Mike Woodson. He took him to the playoffs, but Larry Drew takes his place. Drew was on his staff. It was scrutinized early, but, you know, Steve, he took him back into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs.
Well, and that was their goal. They wanted to get back to winning a series in the postseason, and Drew was able to do that. They beat Orlando in the first round, and then they gave Chicago all they could handle in round two.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first game of the NBA's regular season.
Well, it's the only time these two clubs will meet in this building all season. So that adds some intrigue for the fans here tonight.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Webster. Ellington comes in for Wesley Johnson. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Josh Smith, he's checked in for the Hawks. Crawford comes in for Joe Johnson. Now, here's Ridnour. Beasley left side. Rebound, Atlanta. And Steve's right. There's some novelty to this game, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a treat for the fans. You got to enjoy the one chance you get to see these guys. So, yeah, I think you're right on it.
Here's Crawford. Smith outside. 5 on the clock. Taken away by Ridnour.
Great defensive work right there. The quick hands lead to the turnover.
He goes up. Shot's good by Milicic. Milicic has got his second bucket of the night. Here's Crawford.
Well, you had to feel for the Hawks and wonder why they couldn't get much going for themselves on the road last year, finishing under 500 away from home.
Horford with a screen on Beasley. Horford backing in. With his first shot attempt, the shot no good. Now the Timberwolves will take it the other way. Back to the Hawks. Steve, they weren't a great road team the year before either.
Well, you can't put it on youth anymore. I mean, this is a team that has some young players that have grown up. They've had plenty of experience. So something is just not right when they head out during the regular season. Postseason, they did pretty well last season. But unless you're a great team, you're probably not going to win the majority of your road games.
Here's Teague. Anthony Randolph with the rebound.
That's exactly where they wanted to go with the ball, even though he didn't finish.
Now, here's Ridnour. Shot clock at 6. Here's Beasley. Good. And the assist goes to Rittenhouse. 6 points for Beasley.
Someone has to be willing to throw themselves in there, contest the layup. Michael Beasley was a dominant power forward at Kansas State, but when he got to the NBA, he had to learn to play more of the 3 spot, and he's really become a great scorer. A little bit of a tweener, but an excellent scorer.
While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. Fifth, the Timberwolves.
Seemed like they went through stretches, guys, where they just didn't miss from beyond the arc, and that carried those numbers right up to the top of the list.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Brad Miller, he's checked in for Milicic. Love comes in for Anthony Randolph. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Wayne Ellington. And then for Atlanta, Josh Powell is checked in for Smith. Damian Wilkins comes in for Marvin Williams. And it's Heinrich in for Jeff Teague. Now here's Heinrich, looking for his first bucket of the game. Lots of room. And the shot is good. More and more lately, Clark, we see teams looking for the, I guess you call them stretch fours, guys who can shoot from outside, power forward position. I don't know, maybe that's Beasley's future.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think he's got a chance to have an impact there long term. He is a bit undersized, not really a dominant post player. The one thing that surprised me, though, is he has not rebounded as well at the pro level as he did in college. And usually rebounding from college to pro carries over. So if he can put that back into his game and continue to expand his range and consistency, then I think he could be one of those 4 spacers we call them.
Yeah. Now, here is Rittenhouse after the miss from Crawford. Beasley dishes to Miller. No good on the triple. The Hawks trail by 13. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
Now here's Wilkins. And Jamal Crawford gets the 3. Crawford's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Ridnour with it. It's Beasley on the wing. Wilkins against Johnson. Beasley outside. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, he can't get that one to go, but that's a shot he'll hit more.
And welcome everyone to this early season. Charlotte ended up with a loss to the Magic.
And back to the action again. Everyone excited to be playing for a fresh new year. Timberwolves leading by 10.
Well, guys, the Timberwolves are looking to establish more of a home court advantage. I mean, last season they narrowly missed having the worst record at home in the NBA at just 12 wins and 29 losses.
Now here's Beasley. Williams picks him up. No good from Beasley. Clark just talked about the Timberwolves at home, 12 and 29. That was actually their best performance at home in the last 3 seasons.
Wow.
Steve?
You could forgive these Minnesota fans for being a little frustrated. And they are in the bottom 10 in attendance. But it could be a lot worse. I mean, this team's record has been horrible the last few years. Let's hope that this club can get back on the right track and get their fans back in the building.
Here's Ridnour. He's picked up by Heinrich. Beasley right side. He dishes it to Ridnour. It's a pick by Love. Ridnour working against Heinrich. 6 to shoot. Here's Beasley. Knocks down the step back J. Beasley's got 8.
There's that little sweet spot, that mid-range jumper.
You know, Michael Beasley basically was given away by the Miami Heat for a second-round pick and some cap space. Pretty surprising. Former number 2 overall pick. He's an outstanding scorer.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. You look at Al Horford. You know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
That's the name of the game for him, just putting the ball in the bucket. How about the season he had a year ago?
Johnson kicks to Heinrich. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. 6 points for him. Clark, you're talking about Michael Beasley. They traded him away so they could create space to sign Mike Miller. Steve, do you think they'll come to regret that decision?
No, I think Miami is perfectly happy with where they are going into the future. You know, remember, they traded him away to create more cap space, and that was one of the reasons they were able to get LeBron and Chris Bosh. So who knew what was going to eventually become of him? He had a great season with Minnesota, so it looks like he's going to be a very productive player during his career.
And that one's good.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
Here's Johnson. Following the basket by Kevin Love. And that is good. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
And now 6 of their last 10 points from mid-range.
Yeah, jump shot really serving these guys pretty well.
Here's Johnson. He has 6. And it's Johnson picking him up. Here's Milicic. He's guarded by Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
It's 3 for 4 field goal shooting here in the third, so offensively, they're looking good.
Heinrich kicks to Johnson. And it's Johnson picking him up. Heinrich outside. Feeds to Horford. Working on Milicic. Off the screen. And he gets the jumper to drop. Horford's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So shows you don't have to be at the rim to score. Well, you look at Atlanta's team makeup last year, and it was similar to previous seasons. Very talented front court, some strong wing players, but nobody really running the show. And that was one of the reasons they traded for Kirk Heinrich at midseason.
He's off on the first. But back to Atlanta. They haven't had a controlling point guard in quite some time, Clark. You know, we heard Steve talk about Heinrich. Good pickup. They may still be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Eventually, it always seems to catch up to them not having that elite, premier point guard type. They played well in the postseason without one. They'll need a true floor general to become great to take that next step.
After a couple years ago, they had that high pick, and they could have chose
Chris Paul, CP3. I remember that.
And they went another direction.
You know, Josh Smith had a very productive set of games in Atlanta's postseason run last year. I thought he did a lot of things that were important in them being able to win.
And he can't hit the second. Going back to Smith for just a second, Clark, he might have been the best player for the Hawks in that Bulls series.
Well, he got off to a slow start scoring, but was a monster on the boards for them and really filled up the stat sheet during that series.
Here is Ellington. Rubio misses. The Hawks trail by 7. Now Heinrich. Backing him down is Johnson. Unloads. The Hawks again can't hit.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Here's Atlanta now. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And Smith backing in. The jump hook. The Hawks again can't hit.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Ellington, he's guarded by Johnson. Shot on the wing. The shot by Ellington, no good.
He'll usually knock that shot down.
He sure will, but that's one he couldn't pass up.
Well, that was just a heave down court. I don't like their chances. Well, he knows his role. He embraces it. He's really a guy that you can go to offensively.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Heinrich hits to Smith. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Good look. Kicks it out to Johnson. Launches it. Rebound, Love. Love's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Trying his luck deep. And offensively, a great show for the fans. It's time for the 4th quarter and time to check in with the 4th member of our team, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark Report. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. It's the Timberwolves with the spark of the game with that push we saw. Their lead continues to grow as the game progresses. They've shown absolutely no mercy and continue to find a way to add to their lead every trip down the floor, guys.
Doris, thanks. That run, Clark, really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in a team.
Yeah, gave them the edge for sure because look at the opponent. I mean, they are kind of down on themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be.
And Webster kicks to Johnson. Pass to Randall. Working on Horford. Post-up shot. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Horford. The Hawks trail by 6. Heinrich outside. Webster covering. Heinrich, right side. Dishes it to Horford. Pass to Johnson. From the high post. Good off the back of the tin.
Looking much more comfortable out on the floor here in the second half.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Minnesota calls timeout. I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
And making a change here, the Timberwolves. Milicic is checked in. Now here's Randolph. And here is Webster. The 3 gets it to go.
Simply said, it's going to take a much better effort than that, son, on a shooter like him.
T kicks to Johnson. Goes up. Drops in the layup for 2.
Probably time to bring an extra defender, change up the defense a little bit.
Well, Steve, he's been so good. I think they got to take the ball out of his hands right now.
Now, here is Ridnow. Left side, Randolph. Over Johnson. Randolph can't hit.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
A baseline J. The rebound by the Timberwolves. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Ridnour with it. Backing down is Milicic. That's good. And it's Ridnour picking up the assist. Ridnour's got 3 assists in the game. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Kevin Love's checked in for Milicic. Tolliver comes in for Anthony Randall. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Martell Webster. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Luke Ridnour. Atlanta also making some changes. Pachulia, he's checked in for Horford. Crawford comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Heinrich in for Jeff T. Now here's Crawford. He's guarded by Johnson. The 10-footer goes back up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Wesley Johnson picks one up.
Nice time to use that foul to stop the layup.
You know, if you can save just 1 point, that foul was the right move.
Minnesota making some changes. Darko Milicic, he's checked in for Tolliver. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Atlanta. And that one is good by Beasley.
Well, using his height advantage against the much smaller man, that was the right play to make there.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 1:57 left in the game. Al Horford, he's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Johnson. He's guarded by Love. Lets it go with a three. Offensive rebound. Horford backing in. Heinrich outside. Johnson against Love. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Milicic.
But that's only his first turnover, so he's done a nice job here offensively.
No good from Beasley. The Hawks trail by 8. Heinrich outside. The pass to Johnson. He's guarded by Ridnour. Lets it fly. And it's Johnson again missing. Timberwolves on offense. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Smith against Love. The dish to Milicic. Clock at 6. And that one drops. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
Yeah, that's going to do it. I mean, this thing is pretty much over. They played well.
Well, it has been a bit anticlimactic the end of the game, but sometimes that's the way it goes.
Now here's Heinrich. Smith with a screen on Ridnour. Off the pick. Horford no luck.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action. He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
And so the Timberwolves take the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just